Since Yah woke me and called me out over 13 some years ago, I have sincerely been seeking to understand and keep His weekly Sabbath days. But I have to admit that I have made terrible mistakes. And at one point, I tried to keep the Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown because that's what I saw others doing. And later I thought maybe it was only during the daylight hours on Saturday. But here's the worst problem. I was still believing in Yeshua dying for my sins. I was still believing His blood on the cross saved me. So what did it matter if I was trying to keep the Sabbath when I was still in idolatry? Ezekiel 20, verse 16. Because they despised my judgments and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. I know that the Sabbath topic is extremely sensitive, and I have lost so many people that I've cared about and loved when talking and researching this topic. I want to make it very clear that what I'm doing today is seeking Yah and His truth on this matter. And nothing I say should you do or believe. You must pray to Yah Himself and ask for clarity and study the scripture for yourself. Never follow a person. So today, I want to take a step back, away from our emotion, and go back into the scripture. Because the remnant is waking up all over the earth, and they are confused. We were in captivity for generations. We lost our identity. Many of us were raised in churches that did not teach Torah. Our ancestors were once slaves in Egypt. They worked constantly. They were not living in Yah's covenant of Sabbath. So when Yah brought them out, He had to teach them again. So let's go back and start at the beginning. Genesis 2, verses 2 through 3. And on the seventh day, Elohim ended His work which He had made, and He rested on the seventh day from all His work which He had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it He had rested from all His work which Elohim created and made. Now, earlier in Genesis 1, each day ends like this. For example, Genesis 1, verse 5. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And that wording continues exactly like that for the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the 6 days. But when we reach the seventh day in Genesis 2, it does not say, and the evening and the morning were the seventh day. The seventh day stands open. It is rest. And it's before Sinai, before Moses, before Israel was a nation. The pattern is simple. 6 days of work, the seventh day, rest. Now let's move forward to Genesis 2, verse 15. And Yah Elohim took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to serve it and to keep it. The word to serve in Hebrew means to work, to labor, to cultivate. And the word keep is shamar, which means to guard, to protect, to watch over. Adam was placed in a sacred space to work it and guard it. Later, Yah says this about the Sabbath in Exodus 31, verse 13. Verily, my Sabbaths you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yah who sanctifies you. So the Sabbath is to be guarded or kept. Adam guarded sacred space, the Garden of Eden, and Israel guards the sacred time, the Sabbath. And Yah calls the Sabbath a sign. But Scripture tells us what kind of sign. It is a sign that you may know that I am Yah who sanctifies you. The sign is not mainly about knowing when the Sabbath is. The sign is knowing who sanctifies. It's not Jesus sanctifies and makes us holy. It's Yah sanctifies. Yah sets us apart. He establishes covenant. Now listen carefully. Leviticus 26, verses 34 through 35. Then shall the land enjoy her Sabbaths, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land, even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbaths. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest, because it did not rest in your Sabbaths when you dwelt upon it. So Yah removed the children of Israel, but the land kept the Sabbaths without them. The rhythm of creation never stopped. Yah keeps his count, and the land rests. So now let's go back and see how Yah had to reteach the children of Israel in the wilderness after he freed them from Egypt. In Exodus 16, after leaving Egypt, Israel was not living in the Sabbath rhythm. So Yah sent manna. 6 days it fell. On the 6th day, double. And on the 7th day, nothing fell. And in Exodus 16, verse 25, Moses says, Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto Yah. Today ye shall not find it in the field. Yah was teaching them the Sabbath again, not with lunar calculations, not with weekly Gregorian systems, with daily life. Work 6 days, stop, and rest on the 7th. They tried to hoard the manna, and it bred worms. They went out on the 7th day, there was nothing. Yah was breaking Pharaoh's system out of them. And the Sabbath is not just about stopping work. It's a relationship. In Exodus 31:13, it says, It is a sign between me and you. So between you and Yah. Now listen to Isaiah 58:13, verse 14. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yah honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt you delight thyself in Yah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of Yah hath spoken it. The Sabbath is about delighting in Yah only. The weekly Sabbath is never tied to lunar phases in Torah. The feasts are tied to the month, but the weekly Sabbath stands alone apart from that. 6 days you labor, the 7th day you stop and rest. The Sabbath is rooted in creation. Now look at what it says in Isaiah 60, verse 19. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for the brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but Yah shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and Elohim thy glory. The Sabbath points forward to that final rest. So what do we do now? Yah knows the creation count. The land keeps Yah's Sabbaths. The rhythm has never stopped, but we were scattered. We forgot who we were. We were trained in Babylon's system until Yah gathers us fully and restores all things, until Yah himself makes it unmistakably clear. We are not standing in the wilderness with manna falling from heaven telling us today is the Sabbath. Some people will assume that the 7th day count has always fallen on Saturday and that it was preserved. But can we trust that 100%? For all we know, this very day that I'm speaking could be the Sabbath. That alone should humble us. Christians believe that Yeshua or Jesus died on the cross to sanctify them, and that he rose on Sunday. And the Messianics believe the same thing, that Yeshua died for their sins. Neither one can have the sign of the Sabbath. The sign is this, that you may know that I am Yah who sanctifies you. Only Yah and the land perfectly know the uninterrupted creation count. So what do we in captivity do now. We rehearse. 6 days we work, the seventh day we rest. We guard it. We delight in Yah only. Babylon tells us, don't ever stop working. But Yah says, 6 days work, then the seventh rest. Until He gathers us, until He restores us fully, until He becomes our everlasting light, 6 and 1. Guard it. Delight in Him. Do the best you can in captivity to keep it. And trust the one who sanctifies. That's the sign. Exodus 31 verse 17. The Sabbath, it is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day He rested and He was refreshed.